how to manipulate elections for geopolitical reasons, okay? But the problem was, once you had the computerized system to do that, it can be also used in your own country. So, nangyayari sa mga states sa Amerika, Ohio, I think, Florida, yeah? So, natakot sila ngayon dahil it's going to destroy their political system. It's not already happening. So, it's happening to us, okay? We need to talk to each other like this. But I think simultaneous with what we're doing, which is getting the people informed, because they say, ano ba naman itong mga ito? Nagugulo lamang, ganyan. That's why we need to. But I think there should be the leadership that will go out into the world and say that we are being manipulated for an agenda that is not our country's. You know, we would like to be respected for our sovereignty.
Okay.
How do you do that? Well, we go out to the world. I'm sorry.
I can interject, no? Let me interject at this point. We have students right now who are doing a superficial forensics of the PCOS machines that failed to transmit. And Toti earlier mentioned Bacoor, 371 PCOS out of 371. In other words, 0 failed to transmit. Dito pa ba si Yusek?
Ba't may nak-proclaim?
Ito yung Oriental Mindoro, 107,152 votes were not counted. Pakisabi kay Governor, lampas po sa 100,000,000, 100,000, 107,000. Hindi binilang. So, hindi pa tapos dapat ang eleksyon doon. Sa Baybay, this is a very controversial place. 10,206 registered voters disenfranchised likewise. Sa Balay, 64% of the people's votes were not counted. Sa Lanao del Norte, most municipalities failed to transmit. And so on, sa Ifugao, 45%, sa Mountain Province, 50%, sa Batangas City, paano to? Sa Lipa, no? 20% hindi nakaboto, hindi binilang ang boto. I can go on and on. And yet, what does this show? Maguindanao, that only has an actual turnout of 182,000 or 183,000 votes, is authorized to have 1,145 PCOS machines clustered for every clustered precinct. In other words, sa 1,000 per clustered precincts, Maguindanao alone can vote 1,145,000. So, ano nangyayari dito? Ang impression ko ganito. Pag natapos yun, we can bring this to every province and every municipality if we are able and tell them how they were disenfranchised. Yung mga PCOS doon hindi na nag-transmit. Ang dami. Pakarami. Tapos na nawawala pa yung 18,000 PCOS machines transmissions. So, bukod doon sa nag-transmit at hindi nag-transmit at saka doon sa mga nag-transmit para doon sa mga hindi nag-transmit at bukod doon sa hindi na nag-transmit altogether, ay talagang siopaw na, hausaw na ito, eleksyon na ito. Ngayon, paano natin idudulog to sa mga taong bayan to make them participate in this? Babalik ako doon sa kaso ng intelligence funds. Kasi ito ang pinakamalakas na handle para makapunta tayo sa mga taong bayan. I am proposing a sign-up campaign orchestrated by the civil society groups, calling for the impeachment of the giver of the intelligence funds and the recipient of the intelligence funds conspiring to violate the Constitution of the Philippines. I am talking to the toy president himself, the village idiot from Malacanang, to be called for impeachment together with his laptop, Chairman Sixto Brillante. Sabay na sila, two birds with one stone. And we're gonna sign up, and whether they take it up in Congress, which a bill to be sponsored by Congressman Lito Atienza, or not, bahala na. Nakatulog na tayo sa mga taong bayan at naikalat na natin sa buong bayan ang kapalpakan na ito. Whether we have media, mainstream media or not, nakarating tayo sa taong bayan. And then in the process, pag tinanong nila, saka natin sasabihin sa kanila how their votes were trashed by the system. So kung kayo ay ganado, yan ang aking proposal dahil ayoko nang mapagalitan ni Carmen Ignacio.
Meron lang ako.
Kagalit na.
Meron lang marami ng bansa ang umayaw sa automated elections. Meron ng 6 na bansa. At marami na biktima rito. Isa na rito ang dating Mayor ng Maynila, ngayong Congressman. Kunan lang natin ang reaction tungkol dito sa proposal mo at saka doon sa nangyari bilang biktima ng pagkatapos bigyan natin kay Mentong.
Salamat sa tiwala mo sa akin. Ako'y kailangan ko yung mga ganyang assurances dahil ako'y tinanggihan ng Maynila noong 2010 by 250,000 votes difference. The record holder, the record breaker mayor, all of a sudden was rejected by the city of Manila with a 250,000 difference. Masyadong sumobra yung calculation nila. Talagang naging unbelievable. Kaya nagtrabaho kami ni Ernie Del Rosario, thanks for his very important technical directions. I am sure we were able to convince ourselves primarily na hindi tama yung nangyari. Dahil finally, after 1 year of delaying tactics from the Commission on Elections, finally, we opened up the boxes. And in the first 200 boxes that we checked, we found out the number of ballots inside did not tally with the election returns figures that were produced to proclaim the winner. Yun lang, alam niyo nang may nangyari ron. Dahil pag hindi magtali yun, dapat 1,000 ballots, 1,000 total votes counted. Pag hindi nagtali yun, may diferensya. The differences range from 20 votes to 200 votes. Makikita nyo that in 75% of the 200 ballot boxes, may diferensya. So when we were questioning the Commission on Elections on that regard, ang sabi sa amin you have to file another protest. Dahil ang ating sinecheck dito ngayon, kung magtatali yung score. Nagtali yung score pero hindi nagtali yung bilang ng balota. Nung sinasabi namin, hindi. Now that we are discovering this, we should now tackle it now rather than go through the process of another protest. Alam niyo yung protest, mahirap po yan. Isang taong kami nagbantay ng boxes, isang taong kami gumagastos, tapos nung may nakita kami, magpa-file daw kami ng panibago pa. So I figured, time to accept the fact that it is very difficult to prove fraud where the guardian is not interested in proving anything. Where the citizen's arm, ito, mas peligroso ito dahil, and I want you all to accept it. Meron tayong PPCRD, the Good Housekeeping brand of elections. Para sa akin, hindi sila nagtrabaho ng tama eh. Dahil unang-una, yung random manual audit na dapat na ginawa nila on election day, that's what the law says. Election day, dapat ino-audit yung mga number of precincts. In Manila, 30 precincts should have been audited on election day. Eh, walang in-audit eh. Bakit? Kasi yung unang-unang presintong binuksan, eh, baligtad ang resulta. Panalo kami, hindi kami talo. Then, they totally set aside the audit. Maghintay na lang daw kami. It took them 1 month to audit. You don't audit anything within a month. You cannot audit your cashier if you warn him or warn her, I'm going to audit you in 1 month's time. Kaya ayusin niya ang lahat ng records niya. Kaya, nung lumabas yung kanila resulta, oh, we had a good elections. Perfect elections. Meanwhile, hindi nila na-control yung report ng mga tao nila sa field. Hindi report yung totoo. I still have a copy of the report of the field of PPCRB saying, in Manila, they discovered so many things that they could not explain. And yet, hindi minention din yan in the national discussion of the election. So, what I'm saying is, ako, huwag na niyo akong kumbinsihin dahil kumbinsido na ako na talaga kailangan bumalik tayo sa manual. Short of that, we are going to give up our democratic system because elections will be less and less and less credible as we go on. In fact, nung nakaraang eleksyon, 2013, when I voted, the machine would not accept my vote. 20 times pinasok ng committee. Ayaw tanggapin yung boto ko. Sabi ko, anong gagawin natin yan? Sabi sa akin, hindi na kayo makakaboto. Teka muna. Teka muna, hindi pwede yan, salitang yan. Boboto ko. Either palitan niyo yung machine o bigyan niyo ako ng bagong balota. I cannot accept the fact or what you're saying, I cannot vote anymore. Kayo, umalis kayong lahat dito, pero ako may iwan dito. Tawagan, tumawag sa home office. Binigyan ako ng bagong balota. Tsaka lang tinanggap. How many times would that happen in an election? If it happened to me, it could have happened 1 million times elsewhere. Kaya, ang trabahuin natin ngayon, rather than talk about the past, yung baguhin natin ang eleksyon. Alam na natin to eh. Tanggap na natin to.
Okay.
Para sa akin, hindi kaya. Eh, basta ako, tatrabahuin ko in my little capacity. Now that I'm a member of Congress, I have one voice there and I have one vote.
I know because I worked with you. You know that. And you should have brought your witness who actually saw it happen. Yun dapat. Pero ang sinabi rin niyang problema is really, it has been decided that the way to influence countries to a particular agenda is to manipulate their elections. This has been going on.
Chit, you and I agree and understand each other.
So
At this point in time, I cannot assure anyone except work for the restoration of the manual count. Because in the manual count, sabi nila, madalas ang dayan, at least nakakapandaya rin yung kalaban.
I want to take up Ado's suggestion. Because I want to take up Ado's suggestion because it is the correct motive and attitude, no? I mean, this is now government versus the people. That is what's happening. Now, who are the people? I think most of us here think the same way. But try to go to the marketplace and try to speak to them and tell them that ang gulo-gulo naman rin yun. Hindi naman naghahanap buhay pa ako. Bakit naman nyo kami ginaganito? Yeah, I'm telling you, this is the realism. You cannot say, sugod mga kababayan. Kasi nasusugod.
Simulan natin doon sa mga nakapila kanina sa MRT.
No.
Ang kapal.
No, I'm saying that there must be a strategy. There must be a strategy.
Let me just make myself very clear. As I said, I am committed to the restoration of a sane mode of election, and that is manual election. I will fight tooth and nail anything that will continue the use of the PCOS machine.
Kay Atty. Mel, kasi total dati ka nasa legal ng COMELEC. Mandated ng saligang batas na magkaroon ng automated election. Ano ang pwedeng maging procedure bukod doon sa pagpapalit o pagka-amyenda ng mga provision nito? Maaari bang may ibang paraan pa para maibalik doon sa sinasabi ni Congressman Lito Atienza yung sistema ng pagboto rito sa ating bansa?
I wish to correct po, hindi po nakasulat sa batas na dapat automated.
Okay.
Ang nakasulat sa batas is COMELEC is authorized to automate. Pwedeng hindi rin, pwedeng mag-manual, pwedeng mag-automate. Authority lang yan. Hindi compulsory man.
Kaninong authority? Kaninong authority dapat?
Yung Republic 9369.
Oh, who decides? Who will make the decision?
COMELEC is just authorized to automate.
In the language of the law. No? So, I think over the past months, Toti, di ba, nagkaroon na ng consensus ng mga nag-uusap-usap na to push manual as a focus, ano?
Correction. It's not COMELEC, it is JCOC, Joint Congressional Oversight Committee.
Okay, JCOC. JCOC. So, Joint Congressional Oversight. So, it's a committee that will...
Yes.
Both Senate and House yun.
So
ito lang naging performance ng 2010. The civil society has been calling the Joint Congressional Oversight Committee to convene. It was being chaired by Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. However, although the law says within 6 months after the election, however, she only convened it through Senator Coco Pimentel about 2 years after, barely 6 months before or 1 year before the 2013 election. Today, it's been August. Wala pa, hindi pa nagko-convene. And they should be the ones to decide whether the technology used is appropriate or considered it obsolete.
Okay. So, itong mga dapat i-strategize natin. I don't know if it'll start in this discussion, but we have to strategize the legal side, the education and propaganda side, and so on. I know a book by Rene Azurin is already out on the elections, but I don't think the graphics are there that to include all these things. I think that has to be updated. Somebody has to do a simple one. I think kailangan din ng tao yung face-to-face physical contact with these ideas, meaning with the representatives of these ideas. Schools are very effective, I think. So this requires planning, organizing lang, and time, and activity. So we've been doing it. Let me just say that everybody has done very well. I think a vast number of the population already understand. So it's a little more push, and then the legislative strategy. Kasi walang course ang tao walang course of action naintindihan na namin ang gagawin namin. We need to make a living. We can't do anything about it. So we have to offer the legislative option.
Magandang umaga po. Danny Olivares po ng Movement Against Dynasties. Alam niyo po, napakaganda po ng inyong mga ginagawa. We don't have to convince each other. I think all of us here are convinced that something's got to be done about it. Now, what do we want to do? Alam niyo po, somebody said, Ms. Chief Pedrosa, I think, said na ang kataong bayan ay hindi pa aware. And I agree. I agree po. I was just talking, I had a lunch party the other day, and even people who read newspapers, who watch TV, they're not aware of the 60-30-10 pattern that Mr. Alto Paginawan has been talking about, no? So, ako po, ang suggestion ko, let us go mass media. If media will not write about us, then we go to media and pay. Let us come up with half-page ads in newspaper, and I don't think they can refuse us, and say whatever we want. I mean, the content of that ad should be approved by a committee. And then, ito pong ad na ito, we can reproduce. We can produce in millions. And kami po sa MAD kasi, kinausap po namin ang Catholic Church, the National NCCP, National Christian Church of the Philippines, and the UCCP, the United Christian Church of the Philippines, and some Muslim imams, and they promised to help us disseminate our position regarding the anti-dynasty issue. And we can do the same, because sino po ba ang merong extensive network, kundi itong mga simbahan na ito all over the country from Aparito Hulong. So we can reproduce the ad kasi nga what is the circulation of Inquirer and Star? Konti lang po yan, hindi po rin nag-filter down to the masses. Ano po? So we can ask permission that we have this distributed to the churches sa buong bansa po para po makarating hanggang sa masa.